Hi, beautiful Virgo. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Virgo, this is your monthly read for September. But before we get into it, I just want to tell you that I now offer personal readings instead of extensions. So if you're interested in a personal reading with me, everything you need to know about it is in the description box down below. Virgo, what's going on with you for the month of September? We're going to start with an underlying or like a undercurrent energy here for the month of September, and then we're going to get all the other cards, clarifiers out there on the table, and then really get into the messages. At the end, we're going to ask the angels to see if they have any additional information and additional messages coming through for you today. Virgo, shooting out there. Go with the flow, let things happen. I love this for you. Very magical, huge wave. Like there's a huge wave coming in there. Really, 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 really being controlled by the moon. So if you feel like you're extra in tune with the moon or a little bit off when it comes to the moon, I would work in whatever way I could to just be in alignment with the moon cycles. Whatever that means for you. Go with the flow. Like there's grand opportunities here. Go with the flow. Let things happen. So what does that mean for Virgo for the month of September, please? What do you have for Virgo, please? My Virgo Nation. I adore you guys, this energy. You know what I do. Wow. So we have the High Priestess. A lot about your psychic powers. A lot about your intuition. Paying attention to your intuition. This is also like combined there with the moon again. Like there can be some things coming up to the surface. Things getting clarified. Together with Knight of Gabriel, which is a new energy coming in. Like it's a movement forward. It's an action forward energy here. New energy. It can even be a new person entering your life there, Virgo. Decision. This is a little bit like a little bit back and forth. 15 there, the devil. Like there's a little bit feeling like you want to move forward, but being pulled back into your perhaps comfort zone, perhaps the way you have always done things. So it's more like a routine rather than what your heart really wants. And it's something about like going back and forth in your decision about something. And if you just make a decision, it's going to be so much easier on you. We're going to get into all of this much deeper and just really get the message out there. Can we just clarify why this is on the table here for Virgo? It makes more sense then that go with the flow and let things happen is there when you sort of try to take control of things and try to perhaps decide what's going to happen. Like decide, you have full control and you have the full right to decide what's going to happen in your life, like decide how you want it to be. But to let things fall into place or let things show up for you, that can be quite the task, like something you need to practice, Virgo, because Virgo likes to plan it out and be in control and have it structured. And this, what's going on right now, might not be so structured. There you go. Well, you're building a new foundation for yourself. There is new territory, I would say. Like there's new information, new ground to break here. See what I did there with this triumphant success? There's new ground to break, and we have a groundbreaking situation there. There's a breakthrough. You're coming up, probably have been feeling a little bit like the underdog in this situation, or feeling like you have constantly just, it has been a lot of work in the situation, and now you're like finally through. You're coming, and it's more conversation with spirit than any other time. It's a really good time for you. And this is the clarifications of all these other energies. So we're going to really going to get into it. And I just get the sense that I'm going to read out of the book here today, which I rarely do for these undercurrent energies. Look at that. Just standing on the fish and just being really good at just going with the flow. learning how to surf the wave there. G. Go with the flow. The big moon there in the back. Wait a minute. Is there not a new moon in Virgo? I'm not going to swear on it, but I believe that we have a new moon in Virgo right now. So it's like, it's no wonder I get so drawn to like to just be in alignment with the moon right now, the moon cycles. Let things happen. The magic of the universe knows what you desire. The magic of the universe knows what you desire and wants to deliver the best outcome for you. So let go, step aside, and accept help from others. I know this is tough for you, Virgo. This is one of those moments that like you can really trust to step aside. You can really trust that the universe really has your back and knows what you want and will not put you with the wrong people. The universe will put you with the right people. The magic of the universe knows what you desire and wants to deliver the best outcome for you. So let go, step aside, and accept help from others. Sometimes people become used to resistance and struggle. Everyone accepts this as a part of how life is supposed to be. When you relax and you go with the flow and let go of the situation, you will see how amazing the results will be. It will be more favorable than you anticipated. And the mantra for this card is, I accept help from others. So, I really got hung up there on we get so used to life being a struggle and that there's supposed to be this resistance. And that's what I felt here. Like you're so used to just being the underdog or so used to like really work hard to get to where you want to go. And there seems to be a switch here right now. I'm not saying working hard is a bad thing necessarily, but when it doesn't allow for you to fully be you, or when it doesn't allow for you to follow your true path or to really find your true passion or your life purpose, then it's too much of work. Like it should be easier. Going with the flow is easy. It might not be simple. It might not be like what you've educated yourself to do, but it's definitely easy. And this, which is the clarifier of the clarifiers, but this is a breakthrough, and you will have, I feel like the ease for you, the majority of that part will be about you so much coming into more of a conversation with spirit. That's you maybe sitting down in meditation. That's you really reconnecting with your inner being. That's you on purpose choosing that path right now. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we have the High Priestess and we have Decision there. I feel like they're very connected, as is Knight of Gabriel, but not so much. But if we talk about the High Priestess first, this is you discovering your psychic gifts. This is you going on this journey. Like I said, it's more of a conversation with spirit than anything else right now. You're making a choice, an obvious, but like, what do you say? On purpose, like an on purpose choice to connect with spirit. And in doing so, you might not even have considered that, or you might not even have understood that as a byproduct, as a consequence of just wanting to connect with spirit more, wanting to just feel that foundation and feel it like you're grounded and on the right path. In connecting with spirit and sitting down and just feeling that balance and that connection with your inner being, you will start to open up for your psychic gifts. Like you will start to just really be so in tuned and really feel your intuition and really go on this. It might not even have been a quest from the beginning, but like when you start to realize, hey, so that just happened and I just had a feeling a moment ago. I was thinking about it or I was thinking about them, but I'd never put two and two together, and now it's here. It's almost like you can see a little bit into the future, and that sort of have to happen a couple of times for you to go, there's something going on here. Like there's something opening up, or you might just start to really feel what other people are feeling, like be so sensitive to other people's emotional bodies and their energy bodies. Like walking into a room, it's like you can read them from head to toe. You just know what's going on with them, or you will start to have flashes or images come your way, grander ideas, you know, just being granted or being blessed with these awesome new ideas coming your way is also, it's not so much like a psychic gift, but it's or psychic, I don't like to call it psychic gift, because gift sounds like it's only gifted to a few. And if it's a gift, it's gifted to everyone, because everyone has these, it's who we are. You might have just been asleep to them or been unaware of them. My point was, where I was going with this is that it might also give you like all these new ideas, and you sort of step into this new territory just a new way of thinking, an altogether new way of thinking, much more broad, much more creative. That's also like a revelation, also something coming up. So this mysteriousness, or this like something coming up to the surface, it might just be your psychic gifts, like your psychic abilities. I want to call it your psychic abilities that have been asleep. Not even, some of you guys might sit down and that's really what you want. You want to awaken these abilities. But I think for the majority of you, it will just be a beautiful byproduct that you didn't even consider, like sitting down and reconnect with spirit. You didn't even think of that being the result. A beautiful byproduct result of you connecting. There's something here that is going to play a tremendous role, or will play a big part in how fast or slow you move forward now. There's a decision, like you let go of like so many birds. We have a bird cage, and I can never say the name bird cage without thinking about that gorgeous movie with Robin Williams and the guy from The Producers. Oh, I can't think of his name now. For you know, it's an older movie. It's quite telling of my age. But it's a gorgeous movie. I don't know how many times I've seen it. I haven't seen it probably in 10 years, but when I saw it, I saw it like so many times. The Birdcage. If you haven't seen it, see it. So you have released all these birds, but there's one bird left in that cage. But the door to the cage is open. We've opened the door to the cage, and it's open, but one bird, one little sucker is still sitting in there, and it's the last little part. It's the last little thing. I don't know what to call it. It's not even a hurdle. It's just something you need to make a decision about. There's something, I'm going to read out what it says on the bottom. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox unnecessary worry based on lack of self-confidence. It's like you're in such, and 15, like there's something that brings me to the devil here a little bit, which for me then talks about, instead of moving forward, because you probably feel the forward movement in this, and you start to feel, when you start to really have that connection with spirit, people tend to feel very like balanced, in touch with themselves, starting to have this feeling of invincibility. Like it's not much that scares you anymore. When you're in tune with your inner being, when you know you're cared for by the universe, it's not much that frightens you. Like it's not much that really can go wrong anymore, because you know you're a part of a greater good. That in itself can scare you. That's the only fear. It's paradoxical, right? But that is the only fear, that it's unfamiliar. You're stepping into unfamiliar territory that feels so good. It's so good. It requires from you to it's a decision. It requires for you, Virgo specifically. I know I'm completely generalizing Virgo here now, but it's demanding of you to let go of control, to let go of wanting to be in control of every single little thing, organize and structure and planning, you know, which you love to do, which is your finest trait, you know, but it's not conducive. Do you say that? It's not working in the situation of letting things go, of going with the flow. And like, you have everything. Okay, I don't know why this analogy comes, but maybe it's okay, really serving the purpose here. So I've been in music. I was in music for a long time, and I was working with this one guy, and I remember the first time he said, like, after like writing the music, recording the music, and just having a song be done. And I was like, so now what? Like, what are you going to do with the song? He was like, I'm not going to do anything. I was like, aren't you going to like promote it or like send it out and just be like on top of things and maybe call some places or visit some places or whatever? This is a long time ago. When there was no social media and anything like that. It's just, you know, you go door to door and you actually show up and you're like, hello, this is what I made. And he was like, no. It's done. It's done. It's time for me to let go. It's time for me to trust that the song itself is going to have its own life. It's going to take on its own persona and its own energy form. And that song is going to draw to it what it will become, what it will be. It's out of my hands. I've done all that I can do. It's not my job anymore. I was like freaked out and amazed at the same time, because I was like, are you just going to let go of that type of control? Like, don't you want to like, and then also like the relief in just, right, I've done everything I can in this situation, and now it's time for it to just have its own life. Like, I will just let it go now and have it be everything it can if it wants to. So it's not even attached to the outcome. It's not even wanting to have a certain preference of the result, because that was not his. I've done my beautiful part here. I've done my purpose for being here is not having a result of that song. It's to creating the song. It's to singing the song. It's to have all these instruments and have all these people come together and making beautiful music, recording it, and that's it. If others then want to be a part of it, beautiful. If not, beautiful. Oh my God. It was such a revelation for me. Like, and there's something here. There's something that you've done enough in the situation of where you're going. I'm not saying sit down on your couch and do nothing. I'm just saying there's a way forward right now where you can have much more of a laid back feeling and much more of a let go. And the let go part is very much going with the flow, with things wanting to just fall into place right now. There's something you've done for a while that it just wants to fall into place. And if you just sort of let it simmer for a bit. Here's my cake story. If you haven't heard it for a bit, here it is again. But you've put all the most beautiful ingredients together and you put it in the oven, and this is the oven moment. Even it's with certain cakes, you know, if you open the oven, even checking how it goes, it's going to just fall flat. Is leaving it be that is the magic. So, and in this particular situation as well, Virgo, I feel that this is so much about also letting go of what does not serve you anymore. Letting go of what it doesn't come up to par with where you want to go. Where you're going, some situations, job, people, belief systems just does not serve you anymore. And with the 15 that really stands out here today, it might be that it scares you. You're so on the move. You're so figuring things out. There is a breakthrough here. We have the High Priestess. We have the Knight of Gabriel, which I will get into in a moment, with this new energy coming in. And you're feeling like much more in control, in the sense that, I should not use the word control, but like you feel much more in balance. You feel much more connected than ever before. And you're starting to see evidence that new opportunities are coming in. New people are starting to surround you. Like new energy in some form is starting to come in. But you're not really having that, like stepping over that threshold because of, for the first time, you might not feel fear of like fear itself, but it is scary to become this glorious, to become this good, to become this balanced. Like the feeling of, sometimes we think we're supposed to struggle and we think it's supposed to be so much hard work. And if you sort of just cruise around and just be your beautiful self and just don't, like, should it be this easy? Yeah, it should. I don't know. I better drink some extra alcohol today. Or like you're not supposed to call that person. And what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with your spiritual growth and your path and your going with the flow right now? Well, if it feels a little bit scary that things are really, really starting to work out for you, it's starting to get easy. It's easy, but it's unfamiliar. So the control, and specifically for Virgo, goes into say, like ding, 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 like warning, what is going on here? We might need to not justify. We might need to adjust. Completely different meaning there. Might need to adjust this a little bit so it feels more familiar again for a while. So I will call that person that I know is no good for me, or I will take that extra glass of wine, or I will get into stuffing my face with whatever that is, or like, getting into the habit of self-doubt or low confidence or like whatever. And it's okay to just approach that with, you know what, I'm sitting here with whoever is drinking alcohol, or like maybe you really are a fan of wine or whatever, or whiskey or whatever, and you're sitting there with your third glass, and you just felt after the first glass that it's probably not good to take another one, but you did anyway, and then you took another one. And at least just know that this is what's going on. The reason for me sort of searching for comfort right now, I want to feel comforted on my path to greatness. I want to just feel familiar for a bit with the old version of myself. So I'm just going to call that person up. Don't judge yourself for that. And don't feel like you are now off the wagon altogether. Like, I was on such a good path and I'm now off of it. No, you're not. You're just out in a ditch a little bit. But you know where the main road is. And so you just get back on it with no judgment and no analyzing and no like where it went wrong. You just go back up there. But the sooner you make a decision here to cut things out of your life, the better. That's what's going to really make you have that breakthrough with spirit. Because why? Because not just because it is that way, because the lower things are like hindering your vibration to raise, keeps you on a lower plateau, keeps you on a lower level. And when you start to let go of things like belief systems, and you'll raise your vibration a little bit, and people with lower vibration, it will raise a little bit. Things you're doing to yourself, things you're surrounding yourself with, things you're doing or not doing to yourself that has kept you down is now going to slowly start to raise. And as it rises, the higher up you get, the more in tune with the spirit realm you become. That's why. And then we have Knight of Gabriel, which is a new energy coming in. It says time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. This is where you have started to, like, I feel though, Virgo, that it has already started to happen. That's why I mean, like, so an occasional whiskey, doesn't matter. Like an occasional phone call to that person you're not supposed to call. What does it matter, Because I feel like you're already seeing evidence of your progress moving forward. It might not be huge. It might not be even evidence in the physical realm. It might just be you feel it. you can almost, you know, when people have that expression, like you come in and it might not even be for a good cause, but still it might be so much tension coming into a room. It's like, ooh, I can almost sit on this tension, or I can almost like cut through this tension. There's nothing there to prove it physically, but it's there energetically, and this in a good way. Like you're feeling like you really are on the right track here. You've found something here, and you might have started to get evidence of it, both physically but mostly energetically. So take that as your barometer. Is that the same? Barometer. Take that as a temperature. Take that as a, I'm doing well here. There's new energy coming in here. And that new energy sweeping in, because you've done the work to raise your vibration, you're gonna want to take action. You're gonna want to, and then it's not, I need to take action, I need to do all these things because nothing is happening. This is when you're inspired to do so. That's when you've gone with the flow. That's when you let go of things that doesn't serve you, and you've started to really go with the flow and make things more and more easy for yourself, is when this new energy is coming in. And then when you're taking action, it's going to feel better than anything you've ever felt, because it's inspired. It's not you know, when people say you just got to motivate yourself. Well, motivation, and in Swedish it's motivation. It's mot. It's against something. So it's like, I don't really feel like doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's you pushing an energy that is not ready for that shift, or ready for whatever situation that is. Inspiration, where you go into it inspired. When you feel inspired and you take action based on that inspiration, the feeling of like whatever's going to show up and whatever you're going to experience in that situation is just heaven sent. Literally. I talked about, like, mostly about this card, the breakthrough. There is a new, you're laying down a new foundation for yourself. You're building something new here. You might literally be building something new. There's a building sitting in front of this person. So, and you might look at it like, and here's the peak or top of the hill. It's like you really are making progress in creating whatever you have right in front of you, and you're laying a firm foundation here. Like you're starting something from scratch, or from the, okay, I'm being corrected. It might not be from scratch, but it's starting, like you're building something up, is what I'm getting. With 4 there, so it's a heart matter. It really matters to you. And 4 also is laying a new foundation. With a triumphant success, there's a breakthrough. And the communication with spirit is what's gonna, the seeking of the connection to spirit is what's gonna really cause this breakthrough to have great success in whatever it is that you're sort of looking for, aspire to do right now. But as you have the breakthrough and you raise your vibration even more, that's when the communication is going to become so much more clear. Okay, what does the angels have to say about this? For Virgo, please, is there any additional message here? One little angel. So, Oceana, I take action. You're in touch with your truth in this situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. So, and the ocean for me is all about the emotional body, that you're allowing yourself to open up that beautiful emotional body. This is very similar here. Being in the ocean and letting yourself flow, like letting just your emotions lead way, way, way more than they have ever led in your past. And just be in tune with whatever you're feeling. And it says, like, you can trust. It's the second time it's really saying, like, it's time to take action. You can move forward. You're in touch with your truth. in this situation. Like, you know the truth of this situation. And you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. But then we have the turtle, we have the dolphin there that speaks about playfulness, and just a dolphin realm for me is just so, probably this cleverest, can you say that, animal on the planet. I have nothing to back that up with, but but it just feels like the way that we talk about dolphins and how clever they are and how smart they are, just a cleverness to you and a smartness to you, and there's also like a big playfulness to you. And simultaneously we have the turtle there that says slow and steady wins the race, which is a little bit about this decision, this devil, this wanting to go into past situations. So yes, it comes out like as take action a couple of times, and yes, you know where you're headed, but it's also being like practicing letting go and letting things happen, letting things fall into place. And the moment you feel like you rush it, the moment you feel like you're moving forward too fast, you're going to start to see your own behavior, that now you're going for that glass of wine, or you're going for that person, or you're going to have some sort of behavior, and now this time you will catch yourself. You will be aware of it. You might already be aware of it. What does that mean? It just means that you have moved a little bit too quickly for your own control to handle it. It doesn't mean that you went wrong. Again, it doesn't mean that you're off course. It just means that you just need to pay attention a little bit more because you moved a little bit too fast. So slow and steady wins the race. And if you feel scared about all the newness and all the goodness and all the beauty that is coming in, just slow down a little bit. That's what I have for you, Virgo. Beautiful, beautiful Virgo. I hope that's helpful and uplifting. Again, if you wish to book a private reading with me, you're so welcome to do so. Everything you need to know about it is in the description box. Thank you so much, Virgo, for being here, for showing up. I really appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Completely free. And a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you so much. Bye.